Is Netanyahu dead, the leader of the white Jewish supremacist state of Israel? I don't know. He probably is still alive. I mean, one can only hope, but the whole government of Israel is evil, so they would just replace him with somebody else. People thought Trump had passed away not too long ago. Remember that? But then he came back out of the woodwork. He was just pumped up with medication and pills. He's still kicking. Evil never dies. You have France doing the right thing. France, the president of France, Macron, has basically said that the next 50 years is going to be the nuclear years, right? He is, because France is such a big, we talked about it before, is such a big, competent military power that France is looking to use itself and possibly more allyship with China to replace the United States, to help push Europe away from relying so much on the United States when it comes to defense spending, defense technology, defense capabilities. Europe is giving, Europe is incentivizing, basically giving nukes and other defensive technologies to other European nations. And a bunch of other European nations, including the UK, I think Denmark and Germany have already signed up. A bunch of other European nations have signed up as well. But again, this is in response to the United States and even Israel acting, and not even acting, but being rogue states. The United States unlawfully, unjustifiably, immorally, unlawfully bombed Iran along with Israel. Iran has not been attacking the United States. Pete Hegseth is a white Christian supremacist warmonger. Iran did not start this war. The United States military did. He did. The United States, unethically and unlawfully invaded Venezuela just for a bunch of rich white men to get access to its oil. Again, open colonialism and imperialism from the white rich class in the United States. Black American leaders and scholars have been talking about for generations and have been laughed at, arrested, and assaulted since the 40s, 50s, whatever, since the founding of this country for. And then you have the United States, again, unlawfully and unjustifiably strangling Cuba of any oil and resources so that Cuba starves. And then you have this, again, white supremacist regime that threatened to take Greenland. They threatened to take Greenland from a trade ally of the United States. Greenland is owned by Denmark. Again, unlawfully and unjustifiably trying to take away Greenland for Peter Thiel, a white supremacist billionaire from Silicon Valley. Of course, a lizard. It turns out when right-wing Eurocentric supremacy from the 2010s is popular throughout Europe and is also galvanized and encouraged even in the United States, that like cannot hold these different nations together, right? Because white supremacy, especially from the United States, is threatening. It is threatening to borders, right? Even the right wing in Europe cannot defend MAGA Republicans, MAGA Trump's actions. This has become disastrous for U.S. allies and for the U.S. cost of living. It's become disastrous for all of those things. And I just learned this now, but apparently because Iran is doing such a great job of blowing up the ever living crap out of U.S. military infrastructure throughout the Middle East, good on them. The U.S., the Donald Trump literally ordered the taking of some, like I think it was called THAAD or some kind of missile defense technology. He had it ripped out of South Korea to be used against Iran. Well, that leaves South Korea defenseless, and apparently Kim Jong Un of North Korea sent a bunch of warning shots into the ocean, essentially saying, "Hey, we thanks for doing that. We can do to South Korea what Putin is doing to Ukraine." What Western backed Rwanda is doing with M23 is doing to the globally raped Congo. And again, I have to repeat, the only good news out of this is that Iran, in its righteous retaliation against the United States and Israel, has destroyed so many military assets in the United Arab Emirates that destruction has slowed down the genocide of African people by the Arab RSF in Sudan, especially in Darfur. Wish more people were talking about it. It's as bad or worse than what Israel is doing to Palestinians. Like the most ancient black people, one of the most ancient black people in all of Africa and all of the Africa diaspora, matrilineal bloodlines of Sudan. Europe, you better get your sissy butt in line and come help out the white race. I mean the white elite. I mean the United States and our completely justified continuous colonization and imperialism of the entire world. Europe, and Europe responds, says, no, because you tried to threaten us with that shit. Remember, we're partners in this. We're supposed to be the ones who are the colonizers of the global south together, and also with our masks on. But you decided to take the mask off and again attack us. Remember, we're white too, and we have nukes. Unlike y'all trying to fuck with countries that don't have nukes yet. Africa has no nukes. Anyway, Europe out. We're not a part of this anymore. America, Europe. And again, apparently, with so much of the U.S. military being stretched thin over all of this imperial colonialist evil in the Middle East with Iran, and Latin America with Venezuela and Cuba, etc., including again those drone strikes killing thousands of innocent Haitian people. With all the U.S. military stretched so thin, apparently Taiwan has been detecting Chinese vessels in their waters or near their country. So again, a flex of power on terms of China, even though some have argued that China is not in China's best interest economically with the rest of their trade partners around the world, including potentially having stronger relationships with Europe to upset that balance by invading Taiwan. But still, it's very scary for the Taiwanese people. Again, you let the clown, you get a global circus.